My brain was constantly overthinking, so I used one simple rule for a month. And the scientific results shocked me. Welcome to NeuroHope, a fresh start for your mind. We all know that moment, the moment your brain says, you should really do that thing, but before you can move, the procrastination gears start grinding, the alarm goes off. And you know you should get up. But your hand moves on autopilot to the snooze button. That tiny window of decision is where all our good intentions die. For the last 30 days, I decided to fight back using a simple, viral concept, the 5-second rule, popularized by Mel Robbins. But I wasn't just trying a motivational gimmick. I was running a neuroscience experiment on myself to see what actually happens in the brain when you count down and force yourself to act. The results? They were both surprising and profoundly transformative. For 30 days, my rule was simple. Anytime I had an impulse to act on a goal or break a bad habit and I felt myself hesitate, I would immediately start the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I applied this to everything, getting out of bed, starting work, going to the gym, even resisting a second helping of dessert. My biggest personal struggle was starting my work sessions. I'd sit down, feel the urge to open the laptop, but then my brain would throw up an endless list of excuses. Just check Twitter first. Get another coffee, maybe organize your desk. That, my friends, is where the prefrontal cortex hijack takes place. So, why does this simple countdown short-circuit procrastination? Let's dive into the brain science. When you have a new idea, say, I should go for a run, your motor cortex sends the initial signal to move. This is the impulse. But almost immediately, your prefrontal cortex PFC kicks in. The PFC is your brain CEO and is constantly trying to keep you safe and conserve energy. It immediately runs a full-scale risk assessment. It's cold outside. You might be tired. You had a hard day yesterday. It's better to rest. This analysis is what we experience as hesitation or procrastination. The more time you give the PFC, the more excuses it generates. The 5-second rule works because it is an act of metacognition, a deliberate shift in focus that gives the PFC less than 5 seconds to build that wall of resistance. The countdown is a psychological launch sequence that interrupts the overthinking loop. It's a trick to hijack your own brain by 1. You've bypassed the analysis and activated the part of your brain that just does things. So, if the countdown is the mechanism of interruption, the motor cortex is the destination. The motor cortex is responsible for initiating and controlling voluntary movements. It is the action taker. Day 7 was brutal. The alarm went off, and I physically felt the dread. My brain was screaming for snooze. I whispered, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And before I could fully process it, my feet were on the floor. It felt mechanical, almost robotic. That's the motor cortex winning. Here is the key insight from the 30 days. The goal of the rule is not to make the task easy. It's to separate the decision to act from the feeling about the action. When you act within that 5-second window, you're relying purely on the impulse and the momentum, not on emotional energy. And this leads to the most profound change I experienced. After 30 days, the most significant change wasn't just doing more, it was the creation of a new neural pathway, habit formation, as we discussed in our last video. Is about making the pathway in your brain faster and more automatic by repeatedly forcing the impulse to action path motor cortex straight to doing. I was weakening the PFC's ability to inject hesitation. I started to notice that for simple tasks, I didn't even need the full countdown. The moment the thought occurred, I was already moving. The rule had installed a new default response, immediate action. The hesitation window disappeared. It taught my brain that the small burst of discomfort in those 5 seconds is a price worth paying for the massive reward of not. The 5-second rule isn't just a motivational trick. It's a profound neuroscience hack. It is a tool for self-interruption designed to bypass your brain's safety protocols and activate your action center. If you want to try this yourself, here are my 3 quick takeaways. Be clear on the action. Don't just count down and stand there. Know exactly what the action is. Get out of bed. Open the workbook. Pick up the first dish. Act at 1. The magic is in the go. Don't stop at 0. And think. Move your body. Use it for small resistance. It's best for the micro decisions, the moments where you know what to do but struggle to start. The science is clear. The fastest way to build momentum is to simply start. Have you tried the 5-second rule? What was your experience? Let me know in the comments below. If this deep dive into brain science helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out my video on the basal ganglia link right here.